Pat McAfee is officially COVID-19 negative and will hopefully return to WWE SmackDown soon. The last 2 weeks of commentary on WWE SmackDown have been noticeably less entertaining without Pat McAfee after he came down with the COVID-19 virus following SummerSlam. Pat McAfee tweeted at the time that he had a fever of 104.5 and was staying at home in isolation to get rid of the virus and not to infect others. That high temperature is terrifying, but luckily McAfee informed everyone hours later that the fever broke in his sleep, and it went down. In a great piece of news from the WWE SmackDown commentator this afternoon, Pat McAfee took to Twitter to announce that he is now COVID-19 negative, tweeting out a funny video concerning his NXT TakeOver match with Adam Cole. Be a friend, tell a friend. Uncle COVID's punka is officially AHT of me, Pat McAfee tweeted this afternoon. With Pat McAfee now being free and clear of COVID-19, the WWE Universe is already wondering when he'll return to commentary alongside Michael Cole on SmackDown. There is a good chance now that he's negative with the virus that he could return this Friday on WWE SmackDown from Madison Square Garden, which would be a nice boost to the broadcast for such an important show. On last week's episode of The Blue Brand, Michael Cole had indicated that McAfee would be back for the special Super SmackDown episode this coming Friday. Are you happy with this positive update from Pat McAfee? Do you think we see him return to commentary this Friday night on WWE SmackDown? Let us know your thoughts by sounding off in the comments section. Current Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair has reached a massive WWE milestone. The Queen has now completed a combined 1,000 days as a champion in WWE. Starting her WWE career in 2012, Charlotte Flair is the only woman to win each of the following titles: NXT Women's Championship, Divas Championship, Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship, and WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Charlotte Flair has now held a title in WWE for a combined 1,000 days. Ahead of the Queen is former Raw Women's Champion Asuka, who has been a champion for 1,151 days. It's important to note that Asuka's number of reigns is far less than Charlotte's. This picture shows the list of female WWE superstars and their combined days as a champion. In a relatively short career, Charlotte Flair has already established herself as one of the greatest female WWE superstars of all time. Last month at WWE SummerSlam, she defeated Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH to win the Raw Women's Championship, her 12th world title reign in WWE. The Queen is one of the top contenders to break the record held by her father, WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair. His 16 world titles remain unmatched, and her recent appearance on Renee Paquette's Oral Sessions podcast, Charlotte claimed that she wants to surpass his record. "I think I want to," said Charlotte. "I don't know, because I don't know what it means. Like if I surpass, are then they gonna say it's Charlotte's dad? Yes, I'm gonna be a 16-time champion one day," Charlotte added. 17-time. Cena better not beat me before. Given how quickly Charlotte continues to win titles, it might not be long before she breaks the Nature Boy's record. Next week, she will be defending her title against Nia Jax on Raw. Assuming Charlotte wins, she'll continue to rack up her number of total days spent as a champion. Comment down and let us know your thoughts on Charlotte Flair's title reigns in WWE. Is she the greatest female WWE superstar of all time? Roman Reigns will feature on a WWE Raw show later this month, along with the Usos, as well as Big E. All four who are part of SmackDown. Roman Reigns, the current Universal Champion, is reportedly set to feature on the September 20th episode of Raw, which will air from Raleigh, North Carolina. The show will take place at the PNC Arena, and the venue's promotional poster has the 4 SmackDown stars. As per PW Insider, Roman Reigns and other SmackDown superstars are replacements for the likes of Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal, who will be a part of NXT UK's tour. Raleigh, North Carolina's PNC Arena is advertising WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions The Usos and Big E for the 9/20 Monday Night Raw taping. The stars appear to be replacements for Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal, who are both advertised for the WWE UK tour taking place at the same time as Raw in the United States, stated the report. Roman Reigns has been a part of SmackDown since 2019, when he was drafted to the Blue Brand as part of the Superstar Shakeup. His last match on the Red Brand was in August 2019, when he faced Dolph Ziggler. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, WWE Champion Bobby Lashley, and Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, is also on the poster. This will not be the only time that stars from one WWE brand will feature on the other this month, as a few Raw stars are set to feature on this upcoming week's SmackDown. WWE is promoting this week's SmackDown as Super SmackDown, which will air from New York's iconic Madison Square Garden. Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre and Charlotte Flair, all three, who are part of Raw, are advertised to appear on Super SmackDown. Brock Lesnar, too, is advertised for the show, as is Sasha Banks, who has been absent from WWE television for a while. Daniel Bryan came out at the end of tonight's AEW All Out pay-per-view to an incredibly loud pop and stood tall to end the show. The wrestling world went into a frenzy with Bryan's debut. His fans can't keep calm over the insane number of dream matches he is going to have in AEW. Nikki Bella took to Twitter after Bryan's debut and posted a heartfelt message welcoming him back to the ring. Brie Bella also posted her reaction to Bryan's debut. On her official Instagram handle, Bryan had a Hall of Fame-worthy career during his run in WWE. His biggest moment in Vince McMahon's promotion came at WrestleMania XXX when he defeated Batista and Randy Orton in the main event to become the WWE World Champion. Bryan went on to retire from pro wrestling due to medical reasons. He returned to the Squared Circle in 2018 and had another successful run on the main roster. He was featured in SmackDown's main event scene during his final days in WWE and worked in a backstage capacity as well. Here's Bryan talking about his backstage role in WWE. It's interesting because, 1, I don't have that big of a say, laughs. Sometimes something really great will happen on SmackDown and somebody will say, oh, that's Daniel Bryan, like, that's not me, said Bryan. He competed in a triple threat match for the Universal title at WrestleMania 37. AEW's roster consists of a who's who of pro wrestling and Bryan's addition has only strengthened it. As for Nikki and Brie, they found success during their WWE run as well and are former Divas champions. Nikki and Brie were inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame earlier this year for their contributions to the business. What did you think of Daniel Bryan's All-Elite Wrestling debut at the All Out event? Share your reactions below. Former WWE superstar Virgil put up a tweet slamming Vince McMahon following AEW All Out. At the buzzworthy show, 2 former WWE superstars made their debuts. Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan are both officially All Elite, and the news has taken wrestling Twitter by storm. WWE veteran Virgil had an interesting reaction to tonight's All Out pay-per-view. He decided to bash WWE chairman Vince McMahon in his tweet while reacting to the pay-per-view. Daniel Bryan's career in WWE was nothing short of a fairy tale that saw him go through several ups and downs. Bryan was a mid-card act for a while before he turned into a major fan-favorite wrestler. His immense popularity resulted in a WWE World Championship win in the main event of WrestleMania XXX in 2014. Bryan's WWE retirement in 2016 left his fans in tears, but he ended up making a miraculous return 2 years later. As for Adam Cole, he will be remembered as one of the greatest heels to ever grace the NXT ring. Cole is a former NXT champion, and he was a big reason why fans tuned into NXT every week during his run at the top. Virgil is someone who doesn't mince his words, and is a well-liked figure in the wrestling world. He has spoken about Vince McMahon in the past, and the legend had major praise for the WWE chairman. He cares about his talent, and he's got a great work ethic and does things right, said Virgil. He wants you to be on time, and have Part A and Part B did right. So when you work for someone, you have to come on time and be there and do everything right. Virgil couldn't help but speak up tonight though, after seemingly enjoying the AEW All Out event. Do you side with Virgil here? Were Bryan and Cole underutilized while they were in WWE? Sound off with your comments below.